sad news to report tonight. Legendary actor and comedian Robin Williams has died. The Marin County Sheriff's Office says it appears he took his own life. His body was found today in his home just outside of Tiburon. NBC Bay Area's Terry McSweeney is live in the newsroom with more. And Terry, we know the actor had been battling severe depression, but this loss has come as a huge shock to his fans, friends, and even family.
Absolutely. When one thinks of Robin Williams, maybe you think of his one of his crazy comedy routines, his movies, his stand-up act. But this evening, the 63-year-old Williams is dead. And as you mentioned, apparently a suicide. The Marin County Sheriff's Office says it appears to be death by asphyxiation. Marin County Sheriff's Office says deputies responded to a 911 call about noon today. A report of a man unresponsive. Robin Williams was pronounced dead just a matter of minutes later. Investigators say he was last seen about 10 o'clock last night, as far as they can tell right now. Going back now, he studied drama at the Juilliard School in New York City, but comedy was his thing, was it ever? Came to California to do stand-up in L.A. and San Francisco. His first huge breakthrough came on this TV show you see here, Mork and Mindy. If you ever saw it, you remember it. Ran from 78 to 82. If you can compare his wild style of comedy to anyone, it would be to Jonathan Winters, a mentor of Williams, a famous comedian in his own right. It was during that period of Mork and Mindy that Williams developed a drinking and drug problem, but he would later battle those issues all the way till the end, and in between achieved a period of sobriety. His film career was also a runaway success. Most popular film, perhaps Mrs. Doubtfire, where he played the title role, a man who wanted to stay close to his family, so he posed as the housekeeper. He had dozens of other film roles over the years. Good Morning Vietnam in 1987, Dead Poets Society in 1989. Both of those got him an Academy Award nomination. Now his wife, Susan Schneider, issuing a statement today saying, "This morning I lost my husband and my best friend. While the world lost one of its most beloved artists and beautiful human beings, I am utterly heartbroken. As he is remembered, it is our hope the focus will not be on Robin's death, but on the countless moments of joy and laughter he gave to millions." Now, in 2006, Williams suffered a drug relapse. The battle against alcohol, drugs, and depression would continue. Just recently, Williams reportedly checked out of a rehab program, and then today we learn he is dead of an apparent suicide, death by asphyxiation. Autopsy scheduled for tomorrow. Live in the newsroom, Terry McSweeney, NBC Bay Area News.
All right, thank you very much. Such a sad story, especially because he brought so much joy to so many people. Now, Williams was a frequent guest on Bay Area TV. One of the hosts who had the pleasure of interviewing him was longtime Bay Area TV personality Ross McGowan, who was nice enough now to join us by phone. Thank you, Ross. You know, as you and I both know, when you interview Robin Williams, you just never know what's going to happen. So your thoughts when you heard this sad news about him?
Oh, absolutely. He brought such laughter to everybody. But you hit it right on the nail there. We mentioned doing an interview with him, and I interviewed him when he was still doing Mork and Mindy, and that's where we all really met him for the first time.
Ross,
yes.
One of the crazy things about him is that you could start doing an interview with him, and then you just didn't have to say another word in the middle of the interview. He would just take off. I'm sure you have tons of memories like that.
Absolutely. And one of the things you do in an interview, you want some control. And if you're going to interview Robin Williams, you forgot all control. Let him do his thing and just laugh. He was a genius, Jessica. And I remember the first time I saw him live at the boarding house in San Francisco. And at the end of the show, I was tired. I mean, the guy goes for an hour and a half. He doesn't stop. And he was well loved in the Bay Area, as you know, and in Marin County, went to Redwood High School. And it's really hard to believe that. I guess when he was a little kid, he was a loner.
Yeah. Well, you know, I just got off the phone with a bunch of people who either worked with him in the acting profession or that were involved with him somehow in drama, and they all said the same thing. And you know this, as funny as he was actually a very quiet man, very private, and like you said, very much a loner.
Over the years, I got to talk to people like Sid Caesar and Red Skelton and geniuses like that, and they were exactly what you say. Behind the scenes, very quiet, very humble, and really didn't know why you wanted to talk to him. Now, Robin Williams was a little more forward and you know, up front at the beginning, but I was so sad when I heard the bulletin today that he had died, and it's terrible.
It is such a loss for everyone here. Your fondest memory, quickly?
Please say that again?
Your fondest memory of him?
The fondest memory of him was when I was working at Channel 2. He was doing all the television scenes there in our studio. And so all day when I was doing my work, Robin Williams was in the building, and you really never knew what was going to happen. It was very exciting, even though you never saw him very often and he didn't know your name, that Robin Williams was in the same building you were doing your job. So I guess that's my fondest memory. And, you know, another thing he used to do, Jessica, he'd pop into these comedy clubs around the Bay Area and cry out material. And one of the big ones, the Throckmorton over in Mill Valley, even, you know, rather recently, he'd come in and he'd be unannounced. Danny Carvey did a lot of that there as well. But Robin Williams, yeah, he loved the stage, he loved the audiences, and he definitely will be missed.
Yeah, zany, and at the same time, a great actor he turned out to be as well. Very compassionate, great on stage. We thank you so much for sharing your memories with us. Thanks, Ross.
Thanks, Jessica.
Well, we have more information on Robin Williams. He skyrocketed to fame with the TV show Mork and Mindy in 1978, in which he played a space alien. He then starred in more than 50 films, earning 4 Oscar nominations, and he won an Academy Award for his role in Good Will Hunting. Williams never stopped doing his rapid-fire stand-up comedy, and in 1996, Entertainment Weekly magazine called him the funniest man alive. In his comedy routines, he did joke about his addictions to drugs and alcohol, as well as his stints in rehab. He was also well known for his charity work, co-founding Comedy Relief with Billy Crystal and Whoopi Goldberg. He also granted dozens of wishes for sick children through the Make-A-Wish Foundation and worked for years with St. Jude's Hospital. We're going to continue our coverage on our website. Just click on the top story page there. You can find the news release from the Marin County Sheriff's Department. Also, people from all over the world are reacting on social media, and you can see what they are saying on Twitter. That's at NBCBayArea.com.